Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Baking in Camouflage. Although this time there's no actual baking involved, just mixing together some ingredients and letting them cool down in the fridge. But first let me show you last two episodes' cakes from the inside. They look tasty, don't they? Well, they really were. Anyway, I just came home from working a night shift, and what better way to start the dawn of the day than to make some dessert. Today I'm going to make tiramisu, which is Italian for pull me up, and I think it received its name because you build layer upon layer like you would pull up a building. It's really easy to do, and now without further ado, join me and I will complete your training. With our combined strength we shall end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. Sorry, I had to go there. Okay, first I'm going to start with the coffee. And since I'm too lazy to make my own coffee, and since I usually don't drink coffee myself, I'm using some canned milk coffee. You can use whatever coffee you like, but if you make your own fresh coffee, it's really important that you let it cool down all the way before you do that. Now I'm gonna flavor the coffee. Most people just use your ordinary cooking rum to do so, but I think the flavoring of the coffee is key to this recipe. And most traditional Italian tiramisu recipes don't use rum. They use amaretto, which is a sweet Italian almond liquor that contains about 25% of alcohol. And I think it tastes really different than rum. It really makes a difference if you use that. To demonstrate, I'm just going to make this small container. To what comes next, there are very many different philosophies. Some people take their ladyfingers and just dip it in the coffee, in the flavored coffee, just a little bit, so they are basically just wet. Other people don't use ladyfingers at all. They use some sort of sponge cake dough and sprinkle some coffee over that. Other people just lay the ladyfingers in the container and then pour some coffee over them, but I really like to soak them like that for a long time. You see the bubbles? When they stop bubbling, they're about ready. Really soaked and full of flavor. You get the idea. The next key ingredient of the tiramisu is the mascarpone. It's a very heavy but smooth Italian cream cheese that has about 80% fat content. Really fat, basically. I think it's just milk fat. And you can't even get it out of the package like that. It's really heavy. Just wanted to show you the texture of that. It's amazingly firm and compact. Well, now I just separated 3 egg whites from their yolks and whisked the egg whites until they are stiffened. Same old, same old. And now I'm going to add about 150 grams of powdered sugar to that mascarpone egg yolk mixture. You can always add more sugar if you like. That's about as sweet as I like it. Now when you mix the sugar and the egg yolks into the mascarpone, it's really important, it's really crucial that you do that very gently and by hand. If you go all mechanized on this one, you won't receive a fluffy firm cream, but you will receive a liquid that has about the viscosity of milk and that won't stiffen no matter how long you let it sit in the fridge. So do it by hand and very carefully. Don't whisk it too hard by all means. so the mascarpone does not split. Like I said, don't whisk it too much. Now I'm gonna add the egg whites and work them in very gently. After a very short amount of time, you should have a cream with a texture like this, which I'm going to pour right over the first layer of our ladyfingers. And once again, some people prefer kind of doughy or cakey tiramisu, but I prefer a more creamy version, so I pour enough mascarpone cream over the first layer so I can't see the ladyfingers anymore. Of course, whatever floats your boat, you can adjust the quantities to your liking. Now I'm going to build the second layer of the ladyfingers. And since I did the first layer like this, I'm going to do the second layer like this to increase stability. Once the second layer of ladyfingers is completed, just add the rest of the mascarpone cream. Once again, until you don't see any ladyfingers anymore. But that's optional. And now it depends on how cold your fridge is, but I'd say at least 4 hours it's into the fridge with this one. But just leave it in there if you have the time overnight, just to be safe. So the tiramisu sat in the fridge overnight, and it looks like I kind of screwed it up because it's still really wobbly and liquid. And I guess I didn't whisk the mascarpone cream gently enough. Damn. Before you serve it, don't forget to sprinkle some cocoa over it. Don't use instant cocoa powder that's sweetened. Use unsweetened real cocoa that's bitter as hell. And now for some taste testing. It tastes really good, but like I said, it's way too liquid. The cream is not supposed to fill the gap like that. It's supposed to be able, you're supposed to be able to cut it up and plate it actually. Damn, I really wanted to show you a good one, but I guess this one has to do. But don't get me wrong, it still tastes really great, but it's just the texture that's all wrong. Sorry guys. This episode, I guess I failed my mission.